Hi coders, so let's walk through another example using external cause codes. Okay, so this is chapter 16. This is in your extra practice document or assignment. Okay, so Carolina comes in with a wrist sprain, baseball hitter. She was on her baseball team, was at practice, school baseball field, got hit by the ball. They brought her in. So she has a Salter-Harris type 2 fractured distal radius on the left side. Okay? So we're going to have several codes. We're going to have 5 codes for this case. First one is going to be the fracture. Okay? So if you don't have your I-10 book, pause right now, get your I-10 book, turn to the index under fracture, and let's look up the code for this fracture. So we go to fracture, and then under that, the first indentation, we go to radius. Okay, so it says distal end. So fracture, radius, distal end, and it says C, fracture, radius, lower end. So just go down just a few lines, okay? And then you see it says lower end. Then under that indentation, you see where it says Salter-Harris, and that's what it tells us. It's a Salter-Harris type 2. Okay, so we just need to find Salter-Harris type 2, and we are led to S59.22. Okay, so let's pause there and flip to S59.22. So S59.22 is our Salter-Harris type 2 fracture. Okay, and so we've got the left arm. So we need to go to S59.222. Okay, now that tells us we need a 7th character. Okay, so if you go back to the beginning of S59, so I had to flip back one page in my book, it says use the appropriate 7th character is to be added to each code from subcategories S59.0, S59.1, and S59.2. And your options are A, D, G, K, P, S. Okay? I will tell you, for probably 99%, if not all, fracture codes are always going to need a 7th character. So just plan on that for your future. Okay? All right, so it says she was hit and brought into the ER. Doesn't say she's come back. It doesn't say it's a subsequent visit. It doesn't say it's a late effect. Any of those things. So from this, we're going to have to glean that this is an initial encounter. Okay? So our code for the fracture is S59.22A. Okay? The next 4 codes are all going to be external cause codes. So we need to do code those. So go to your external cause code. All right? So the first one that we're going to have, so external cause is kind of the first one is like the cause of the diagnosis. So in this case, what caused the fracture was being struck by a ball. Okay? Then we have to do place, then we have to do activity, and then we have to do the leisure status or work status, whatever. Okay? So our first one is going to be the cause of this fracture, which is being struck by a ball. So we are going to go to external cause, and we are going to look up struck. Okay? So if you look under struck, then ball, then baseball, you're led to W21.03. So pause there, pause here, and flip over to W21.03. So W21.03 struck by a baseball. Okay. Now if you look up right above at W21, it tells you got to have 7 characters. Okay. So we have 5. So we're going to have to add an X, and then because we've already said this is the initial encounter, the A. So we come up with W21.03XA. Okay, so now we've got our external cause, which is the cause of the fracture. Now we got to go to place. Okay, so go back to your external cause index, go to place, all right, and let's look for a baseball field. So go to place, baseball field, and that leads you to Y92.320. Okay, so now let's verify that doesn't need any more characters. So Y92.320. So it says baseball field as place of occurrence of external cause. And that one only needs 6 characters. So Y92.320 is our place. So now we got to go back to the external cause index and we have to find our activity. What was the person doing when they got struck by the ball at the baseball field? So in this case, our activity is baseball. Okay, so go to your activity. So activity, and then you have a first indentation of baseball. That leads you to Y93.64. So Y93.64 leads us to activity, baseball. Okay, and we only need 5 characters, and we have that. And so now we have to show that this activity was done as a hobby or leisure. It essentially wasn't done as work or military duty, that kind of thing. Okay, because the insurance company wants to know if this was if a fracture and they were in an auto accident, they're going to want to know all these details because they want to know, should the auto insurance be paying for this claim? Okay, so because it says she's on her school baseball team, that's going to be hobby, leisure. Okay, so to look that up, you go to your external cause code index and you go to status. Status of external cause. Okay, so you could look that up as hobby, not done for income, leisure activity. Either one is going to lead you to the Y99.8. Okay, so those are the codes for this case.